Since the Lord had recommended great caution judging during the day's teachings, the conversation at Peter's house unfolded around that very theme. "It's hard not to criticize," commented Matthew sincerely, "because at every moment, a man of average education is compelled to issue opinions in daily affairs." "Yes," agreed Andrew, very candidly. "It's not easy to act with accuracy without careful analysis." After several testimonies regarding the right to observe and correct, Jesus intervened without affectation. "Unquestionably, no man can fulfill the duty entrusted to him in the divine plan of life without watching over the path he follows under the principles of righteousness. However, it is necessary not to incline the spirit toward deviations of sentiment so that we are not victimized by ourselves. We are judged by the measure we apply to others. Harshness answers to harshness, patience to patience, kindness to kindness." And after a few moments he recounted, "When Israel lived under the rule of the great judges, a stern and violent magistrate was appointed in a prominent city of the chosen people. He imposed terror and cruelty on all those who served under his authority. Abusing the powers granted to him by the law, he created tyrannical ordinances to punish even the slightest offenses. He infinitely multiplied the number of soldiers, built many prisons, and invented various instruments of flagellation. The people, suffocated by strange prohibitions, could only move about under severe surveillance as if they were a herd of wild beasts. They worked, rested, and worshipped the Lord under strictly appointed hours determined by the authorities, under the penalty of enduring humiliating punishments and heavy fines of every kind. Though the judge ruled harshly, his subordinates acted even fiercely, full of natural malice. And so it happened that one night, while visiting his ailing son, the magistrate himself was arrested without any consideration by a group of drunken, mindless guards who threw him into the darkness of a crude dungeon and plunged his mind and heart into deep shadows for many long weeks. His protests and pleas were in vain. No one believed who he was. He was treated as the dreadful thief of liberty, stripped of his possessions and beaten mercilessly, as the guards insisted they were only following the orders of the great judge, who was none other than himself. The mistake was only corrected the following day, when the unfortunate public official had already suffered the very punishments he had ordered for others. Deeply shaken, the legislator then realized how dangerous it was to hand over power to brutalized and ignorant subordinates, and he came to understand that true, constructive, and sanctifying justice is that which corrects by helping and educating, preparing the way for the kingdom of love among men. From that singular experience, the city adopted a new way of life, for the reformed judge, though still attentive to the functions that belonged to him, built upon the bench, for the benefit of all, the heart of a loving and understanding Father. Outside, the stars shone, reflected in the still waters of the great lake. After a long pause, the master concluded, "Only the one who has deeply learned from life, studying and serving, sweating and weeping to uphold the good, among the thorns of renunciation and the flowers of love, will truly be prepared to exercise justice in the name of the Father."